Greetings. AI is getting as good or better than humans in a wide range of pursuits and tasks. But how good is AI at the difficult job of an analyst importing data into a system and analyzing it? To find out, we're going to import some data from a Medicare database and use a Python notebook driven by ChatGPT writing Python code to create visualizations and insights. Here's the .gov data that we're going to pull in. It looks like this. It's just a bunch of providers and their metrics, and here we go. ChatGPT seems very responsive and able to write large amounts of Python, but how accurate are the results? To test this, we're going to run a parallel study between an Excel spreadsheet that's part of a college textbook on statistics and run the same data and the same tests through ChatGPT and then compare them. Here's what the college problem and solution looks like. It's just a two-sided t-test, and here we go. For this last test, we're going to see if ChatGPT can help us with a third-party graphics library called Plotly. Plotly is a popular way to build graphics in JavaScript and R and Python, lots of languages, but it also has a high-level API called Plotly Express, which we're going to experiment with in the notebook and see if GPT can understand it. As it shows here, Plotly Express is a API that sits on top of the awesome Plotly graphics stuff, and here's its functions. So, for instance, if we look at scatter, it's extremely terse stuff. Like, for instance, just with this import and these three lines, you can get a great chart, and then you can start to color it. But even when you add coloring and hover information, and lots of parameters around spacing and alignment and the geometry, it's still extremely terse. So it'll be interesting to see if GPT can figure this out. I pulled a bunch of the Plotly examples into a notebook that GPT can access. And there's really some gorgeous sort of interactive stuff. Here's a small multiple with scatters, just built with 3 or 4 lines of code. Here's a nice zoomable bubble chart. Here's a panelized bubble chart that you can actually zoom around in. So if I zoom into this panel, it zooms all the panels together and it has a timeline. I also pulled in some of the Medicare data we looked at previously, and was able to easily incorporate that into some of these gorgeous charts. Here's more of the Plotly stuff, maps, heat maps, and this radial one, also zoomable and hoverable. And this 3D one is potentially fairly amazing. So to test out GPT, I'm just going to pick one of these and see if GPT is smart enough to modify it. There's some nice bubble charts in here that might make sense to modify. Let's try this one. I'll zoom back in. Right, so here's a good place to start. For my personal purposes, ChatGPT and Python notebooks is a game changer. I don't use Python that often, so it almost 10x's my coding capabilities. For other users who are not quite as technical, it remains to be seen how we can help them take advantage of this. Thank you.